Have you ever felt stuck, like no matter how hard you try, something is holding you back? Maybe it's an old belief, a toxic relationship, or even a version of yourself that you've outgrown. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. But here's the truth. You can't move forward while holding on to what's weighing you down. In this video, we're going to dive deep into why it's so important to release what no longer serves you, what happens when you don't, and 3 powerful ways to let go, once and for all. Holding on to things that no longer serve you, whether it's past mistakes, negative self-talk, or unhealthy attachments, acts like a heavy chain around your mind and soul. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you from stepping into your full potential. The longer you carry this emotional baggage, the harder it becomes to grow. Letting go isn't about giving up, it's about creating space for something better. You might have a toxic relationship with alcohol, pornography, or whatever. Doesn't matter what it is, you need to get rid of it. Trust me, there's plenty of data of people experimenting with releasing things and finding that new and better things flood into their life at almost magical speed. Watch any video on YouTube or listen to anyone's life story. The proof is there. Unless we're gonna call them liars, we should take the idea of making space for new seriously. Think of your life like a closet. If it's packed with old, outdated clothes that no longer fit, you don't have room for new ones that make you feel confident and alive. On top of that, the old clothes and shoes don't fit anymore, and you're uncomfortable wearing them. Every day in those old clothes is forced and crappy. Nobody likes that. The same goes for your mindset, your habits, and your relationships. If you want to grow, you have to release what's no longer aligned with your future. That's why people say what got you here won't get you there. If you resist releasing what no longer serves you, here's what can happen. You stay stuck in cycles of frustration and self-doubt. Opportunities pass you by because you're not mentally or emotionally open to them.
Breaking news.
Your stress and anxiety increase as you hold on to things that drain you. You feel disconnected from your purpose, constantly questioning why life feels stagnant. This is why people go through what's called quiet resignation. They give up on life and themselves. You can tell from the outside looking in that this person deserves more than what they have, but they convince themselves that it's not possible for them. Personally, that's one of the most depressing things for me. I don't even like thinking about it, but it happens to people, and that's why I do what I do. Now that we understand the importance of letting go, let's get into 10 of the most common things you might need to release in order to get what you want. Which one of these is holding you back? But first, check the links in the description because I've included some resources down there that will help you when it comes to identifying and finally releasing and then moving into the life you were meant to live. Alright, let's begin. Fear of failure. Fear of failure paralyzes you, making you hesitant to take action. You overthink, procrastinate, or avoid opportunities altogether because you're afraid of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a necessary part of it. Every successful person has failed multiple times, but they didn't let it stop them. Release it by reframing failure as feedback. Each failure is data you use to make your strategy better. When upsets are nothing but info you use to get better, it doesn't take more than a few to increase your position exponentially. Most people fail after 1 try. Those who succeed put in at least 4 tries. So what's the difference between your success and your resignation? A few more attempts and some careful strategizing often does the trick. What else is there to get rid of? Oh yeah, the worst one of all, negative self-talk. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I don't deserve this, your brain believes it. These limiting beliefs sabotage your confidence and keep you playing small. Release it by replacing negative thoughts with empowering affirmations like, I am capable, I deserve success, and I can figure this out. Toxic relationships. The people you surround yourself with either lift you up or pull you down. Whether it's friends, family, or a partner, toxic relationships drain your energy, lower your self-esteem, and keep you stuck in negativity for as long as you stay in them. Your environment is basically the soup you marinate in all day, every day. You can't grow in an environment that doesn't support your evolution. Release it by setting boundaries and prioritizing relationships that uplift and inspire you. Perfectionism. Perfectionism creates paralysis. You spend so much time trying to make things perfect that you never actually finish or take action. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist. It's just an excuse your mind creates to avoid taking risks. Release it by taking imperfect action. Done is better than perfect, and progress beats procrastination every time. When you have 70% of the information or resources you need, start. Maybe even sooner, but definitely don't wait until things are perfect. That means you waited way too long. Imperfect action beats perfect action almost every time. Let the plan unfold before you while you live it. It's more fun that way. Release the need for external validation. If you rely on others' approval to feel worthy, you give away your power. You make decisions based on what others think, instead of what's truly best for you. Chasing validation keeps you stuck in a cycle of people-pleasing instead of personal fulfillment. Release it by learning to trust your own judgment. Your happiness and success don't require permission from anyone. Past mistakes and regrets. Holding on to past mistakes keeps you trapped in guilt and shame. Instead of moving forward, you replay what went wrong, beating yourself up over things you can't change. The past should be a lesson, not a prison. Release it by forgiving yourself and recognizing that mistakes are part of growth. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. The victim mentality. Believing that life is happening to you instead of for you keeps you powerless. When you blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck, you avoid taking responsibility for your own growth. Release it by taking full ownership of your life. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, how do I make certain this never happens again? Unhealthy habits. Your daily habits determine your future. If you have habits that drain your energy, such as poor sleep, unhealthy eating, excessive screen time, or procrastination, they silently sabotage your potential. Release it by replacing bad habits with small positive habits that align with the person you want to become. Fear of change. Growth requires change, but change is uncomfortable. Many people stay in the same situation even if they're unhappy, simply because it's familiar. But staying in your comfort zone guarantees one thing: stagnation. Release it by embracing uncertainty as part of the journey. The life you want is outside your comfort zone. Comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the fastest way to kill your motivation. When you constantly compare your progress to others, you either feel discouraged because you think you're behind, or arrogant because you think you're ahead. Either way, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Release it by focusing on your own growth. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Now that we covered the top 10 most toxic things to get rid of, let's talk about 3 powerful ways to let go and receive what's coming into your life. Remember, what's coming in is always better than what's leaving. As far as what's leaving, you don't need it anymore. It's ABC gum. Leave it under the desk and move on. Stop licking the wound. Leave it alone and let it heal. First, identify and acknowledge. The first step to letting go is awareness. You can't release something if you don't recognize it's holding you back. Take a moment and ask yourself, what in my life feels heavy right now? Are there people or situations that drain my energy instead of uplifting me? Write them down. Seeing them on paper helps you get clear on what needs to go. Awareness is the first step to transformation. Second, shift your perspective. Many of us hold on to things because we attach meaning to them. We tell ourselves, if I let go of this, I'll lose a part of myself. But what if letting go actually makes you more of who you're meant to be? Try this mindset shift. Instead of saying, I'm losing something, say, I'm making space for something better. Instead of fearing change, remind yourself that growth only happens when you release the old. Releasing isn't about erasing the past, it's about learning from it and moving forward. Third, take action and let go. Now that you've identified what's holding you back and changed your perspective, it's time to take action. Letting go looks different for everyone. If it's a toxic relationship, set boundaries or walk away. If it's self-doubt, replace it with affirmations and proof of your progress. If it's fear of failure, take a small step forward anyway. Write down everything you're letting go of on a piece of paper. Negative beliefs, past regrets, toxic relationships, then rip it up or burn it safely. Symbolic actions can be very powerful. Letting go isn't always easy, but it's necessary. You deserve a life that feels light, joyful, and aligned with your true self. The moment you choose to release what no longer serves you, you make room for opportunities, happiness, and success to flow into your life. So what are you ready to let go of? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Your next level is waiting. Are you ready to finally step into it? Make sure you check out the links in the description for the mindset tools I left there for you. See you next time, and as always,